एक इंडिविजुअल किस हद तक अपने आप को सेल्फ सेंसर कर लेता है कि यार अगर मैंने ये बात की तो कल अर्नब भाई आ जाएंगे, कल वो 10 और आ जाएंगे, या हमारे जो देसी अर्नब हैं हामिद भाई आप जब जानते हैं अच्छी तरह से, वो हमारे पीछे आ जाएंगे, कोई 50,000 यूट्यूब पर वीडियोस आ जाएंगी और मेरे खिलाफ कल हैशटैग चलेगा। किस हद तक ये एक डर भी हमारे अंदर बैठ जाता है या आपके अंदर?
Thank you, Zarar, and good afternoon to all of you, particularly friends in Lahore. As Jyoti said, it's very sad that we could not actually be there in Lahore and be with all of you. I have many friends in Pakistan, in Lahore, and I was looking forward to meeting all of them after a long while. I also want to mention here on a personal note, my family, part of my family comes from Lahore. My father was born in Lahore. I have actually never visited Pakistan, and I am very sure that one of these days we will be able to make sure that we can meet. I can travel, and friends will make sure that I can travel there of you in Pakistan itself. Thank you, Munize. Thank you, Mariam. Thank you, Rehan, for all the hard work that you did. But I'm sure we'll chip away at these borders and boundaries and enable friends and colleagues to move across for conversations and dialogues, which we will carry on regardless. I had the good fortune of knowing Asma, and I also want to remember at this moment Rehman Saab and Kamran, all of whom I had the good fortune of knowing as a member of South Asians for Human Rights Seher, of which Salima and many others are present, Salima Hashmi and others I'm sure are present in Lahore today as part of these programs. Taking forward, Zaraj, some of the things that you've been raising, I've been hearing the other panelists, including overviews that have been given by Christine and critical comments by others, Hamid, Jyoti, and others. I think what we need to complicate the story more from where perhaps Jyoti left it is, and a question that you asked, which I think is an important question today. और हम लोगों को उसको confront करना होगा और उसको देखना होगा. And I will say this, that particularly speaking on this panel today, at an Indo-Pak panel, has the thought not crossed my mind that I must choose my words carefully?
Yeah.
It has. And we must acknowledge that in order to be able to confront the reality in which we are living. One is today choosing one's words carefully. Why does one do that? It's not necessarily out of fear. My understanding is that we also need to be smart to not get embroiled. I'm a lawyer. I do not wish to waste my time chasing my own tail and extricating myself from legal complications. It's my job to ensure that other people who are entangled with the law or who are deliberately drawn into certain legal webs, I am able to provide assistance to them. So yes, I will choose my words carefully because I know that there will be people who are waiting for the occasion and a word may slip out, because I believe very strongly that we must speak regardless and say, when we talk about, we must speak regardless and we must continue to speak our minds and voice our opinions. Here, I just want to say a couple of things linking to what the panelists earlier spoke about. हामिद, आपने कहा कि आप लोग इंडिया को देखते हैं और सोचते थे कि हम भी उस तरह की जमहूरियत कब होगी. हम लोग भी आपको देखते थे, आपके जैसे मैंने नाम लिए उन लोगों को देखते थे कि एक आर्मी रूल होने के बावजूद कितनी हिम्मत और हौसले से आप लोग लड़ते हैं और सड़क पर उतरते हैं उस लड़ाई के लिए, कोर्ट में जाते हैं, अखबारों में लिखते हैं. तो वो लड़ाई की जो एक इंस्पिरेशन है कि अगर जमहूरियत नहीं है तो उसके लिए हर हाल में हम सबको लड़ना होगा. दूसरी बात कि हम, which is it's well known to everybody present in this kind of program, democracy is not about casting ballots. Democracy is practiced by people. And therefore, in order to ensure that we have a stronger democracy, it is not about who's winning the vote or who's getting a majority in parliament. It is about how we are going to push that democracy to become a people's democracy, which is perhaps what the farmers' struggle showed to us very clearly. The people's resistance for just laws and a just regime. Yes, we all do censor ourselves, but what is it that is happening today, apart from social media, which is the new beast in our midst? I, for one, do not write on Twitter, ever. I eavesdrop on Twitter, of course. Like everybody else, I want to know if I need my hourly news, that's where I'm going to go. तो जो मसला इस वक्त मुझे लगता है हम लोग censorship क्यों करते हैं? Law has been commissioned by all regimes today to actually censor our speech. And through the weapon of law, this kind of censoring is taking place. As was mentioned earlier, sedition, a colonial provision, continues to be one of the most legally oppressive measures. And under sedition, of course, we have Supreme Court judgments which keep saying, no, for it to be within the bounds of freedom of expression, it has to be very narrowly, strictly interpreted. But that's not how the policeman on the ground is going to read it. So you will have activists, you will have journalists and all other human rights defenders who for words that they speak will be embroiled and will be entangled in cases regarding sedition. And then you can be racing from court to court with FIRs hanging over your head and warrants of arrest. You have the Official Secrets Act. Yep. You have the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So law today is not necessarily an enabling tool in a democracy. It has become an instrument in the arsenal of the state, and therefore we need to revisit how do we understand laws. I also think we need to understand the location of different people. Human rights defenders, women human rights defenders who are targeted in a very different manner. A recent example being a lot of Muslim women being targeted on social media by a website which was putting them up for sale. Who were these Muslim women? These Muslim women were not just Muslim women. They were Muslim women who on Twitter and other social media were voicing strong political views, challenging the right wing, challenging patriarchy. So it is an attempt to silence and stifle certain voices. As was mentioned earlier, we have seen perhaps one of the longest internet blockades in Kashmir ever known in a democracy. That's what the UN Special Rapporteur said. So there are parts and there are locations. If you are a Dalit reporter, the manner in which you will be targeted would be different. And I think it's important to recognize this complexity because everybody does not get targeted in the same manner. And those attacks, which are then recorded, of course, by organizations which are looking into journalism and journalist protection, record that. But these are certain kinds of targeting that is taking place through the law.
Absolutely.
Ms. Gilbert, I'm so sorry to interrupt. सिर्फ dissenting voices को रोका जा रहा है या freedom of whether free speech in itself is in danger and whether the nature of technology and social media has today made put free speech into jeopardy, and it's not necessarily, you don't even have to reach the point of dissent. It's a mere opinion. अगर आपने criticism और dissent कर दिया तब तो कहीं और ही, और किसका और कौन कह रहा है. Free speech for certain kinds of hate speech is rampant.